At courtside, China's national team coaches were staring into pure dread. Ma Lin paced and tugged at his hair. Coach Lee Sun barely dared to breathe. Across the table, Japan's top star Mima Ito flashed a chilling smile. She had already earned 3 match points against Sun Yingsha. To most people watching, the young Chinese prodigy was finished. Japanese fans began waving flags, their chants shaking the arena. They knew exactly what this moment meant. This was supposed to be the match where Japan would finally crush China. It wasn't just an individual battle. It was the last defensive line of Chinese table tennis. But Mima Ito was never just another rising talent. She exploded onto the world stage as a teenager. At 15, she was already standing on an Olympic podium. By 18, she had stormed through China's most dominant veterans, Ding Ning, Liu Shiwen, and Zhu Yuling. Even a next generation of Chinese stars, including Wang Manyu, Chen Xingtong, and Sun Yingsha, had all fallen to her at different points. Inside Team China, she was viewed as the ultimate threat of the Tokyo Olympic cycle. The mission became brutally simple. Whoever could stop Mima Ito would become the team's greatest hero. That pressure reached its peak at the 2019 Women's Team World Cup. Ding Ning, Liu Shiwen, Chen Ming, Wang Manyu, and Sun Yingsha were selected for the national squad. But right before the final, head coach Liu Guoyang found himself facing a nightmare scenario. Team anchor Ding Ning was ruled out with a back injury. China suddenly needed someone capable of taking on Ito head-to-head. After exhausting every option, the coaching staff made a stunning decision. They turned to Sun Yingsha, a first-time participant on this stage. With almost no room for hesitation, the young newcomer was pushed into the spotlight, stepping in as a last-minute substitute to face Japan's ace, Mima Ito.
他是日本队的1号，你的年龄在中国队是最小的，是不是？派你去，不是去抓他，派你去，还是用你去拼他，啊，你主动去拼他，明白吗？这是最关键的。
It wasn't just about sending Sun Yingsha out to take a desperate gamble. Liu Guoyang saw something deeper in her, a reflection of Zhang Jike's fighting spirit. Years earlier, Liu had once told Zhang Jike,
其实有的时候看人就是一两场比赛，不会有太多机会。老给你机会的人，老把握不住的人，是吧？是会出问题的。浪费机会的人，会受到惩罚的。
As early as 6 months before the World Cup even began, Sun Yingsha had already caught Liu Guoyang's attention. At the World Table Tennis Championships in Budapest, she landed in the same half of the draw as Mima Ito. Even before the tournament started, President Liu personally pulled her aside and gave her a clear assignment.
把握机会，我有很多年没跟他进行过。他这一场球对于整个全队的这种造势，对于全队的这种士气非常非常重要。必须得赢的球，必须要赢的球。不能输，真不能输。
Sun Yingsha knew she simply could not lose. Fighting through the pressure, she defeated Mima Ito by a commanding 4-1 scoreline. But this time, she knew the stakes were even higher. Competing on home soil, Ito saw that her opponent was still the same young challenger, and she couldn't hide a faint, almost mocking smile. She unleashed a series of serves she had been refining in isolation for months, quickly taking the first 2 games from Sunday. With a best-of-7 format, Ito needed just one more win out of the next 3 to tear open an unprecedented gap in China's women's team dominance. Sun Yingsha was pushed to the very edge. There was no room left to retreat. The only option was to risk everything and fight back with nothing held in reserve. With a sharp, piercing shout, the fearless teenager returned. Sun Yingsha clawed her way back, point by point, forcing the match into a deciding game. The smirk on Mima Ito's face slowly faded, replaced by a tightening focus. 2 19-year-old prodigies stood across the table, both feeling the pressure shift. Each rushed to seize momentum, and the urgency led to a string of unforced errors traded back and forth. As the final game reached its middle stretch, Ito grew more decisive. She strung together 2 straight points and reached match point first. The arena erupted. Japanese fans rose to their feet, waving flags and chanting her name, sensing that victory was seconds away. On the opposite sideline, the Chinese team sat in suffocating tension. Ma Lin was so anxious he could barely watch. Coach Lee Sun and the rest of the squad remained frozen in place, the air around them heavy enough to steal their breath. Sun Yingsha felt a chill run through her body. A win meant survival, maybe even a chance to fight for a spot at the Tokyo Olympics. A loss meant everything slipping away. She understood one thing with absolute clarity. if she was going down, it would not be under Japan's racket. She would rather fall swinging with her.
10比9，直接上手，
漂亮！
啊，太有魄力了，孙颖莎。
One explosive backhand banana flicked stunned Ito, freezing her in place. The roaring home crowd fell silent in an instant. Just like that, they were back on level ground. In a moment like this, the player who could stay calm under crushing pressure will be the one most likely to walk away victorious. Sun Yingsha was not going down here.
孙颖莎发球，反手撕住，
好球，好
漂亮！
球！
其实这个球发出来的时候，我心是紧了一下哦，质量没有发的特别高。
对，
又回到正手位啊，漂
好球，
亮！
漂亮！
That night, her name echoed across the arena. Suddenly, everyone knew who she was. The spotlight favors those who never stop pushing forward, and dedication always finds its reward. Sun Yingsha seized her moment. She didn't just win, she defended the pride of Chinese table tennis. With overwhelming mental dominance, she shattered Mima Ito's confidence and erased any doubt cast on Team China. In that defining moment, Sun Yingsha became the living symbol of Chinese table tennis next generation.